All right, here we are on video 3 of lesson 21. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And you see number 3, which is on page 194 in your books. Make sure you have it open in front of you. It looks exactly like this. And you can see we're doing 5 1/10 divided by 2. So we see that there are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/10, right? 5 1/10 divided by 2. Now, there is a mistake in this problem. Can you find the mistake? When we're looking for a mistake, we can just go through and check the work, basically. So we have 5 ones and 1/10, right? And we're dividing by 2, so we have 2 sections here. We're going to take 4 and we're going to divide them out. And then we have that 1 left over. And you can see how it's crossed out. And then it's made into 10 tenths. So then we have 11 in the tenths place. So let's check the math over here. 5 divided by 2 is 2, right? 2 in each one. 2 times 2 is 4. Subtract. And what's left is that 1 and our 1/10. That 1 comes over, and now we have 11 tenths, right? And then we take 5 and we divide them out, and that leaves us with our 1/10. So we still have this 1/10. Okay, so we can see there 2 5/10. 5 1/10 divided by 2 is 2 5/10. Let's think about half of 5. Yeah, that's about half of 5. Okay, so where do you think the mistake is? Do you see down here? We still have 1/10. They didn't zero it out. Well, there's nothing left to bring down. So what can we do? We can put one more 0. Hopefully you're saying that. We can put one more 0 and we can bring that down. And that becomes 10 what? If we don't have enough here, we have to distribute it over to here, right? It becomes 10 hundredths. So then you have to draw that in. Draw in another place value in your book and go ahead and put 10 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And then we're going to divide that by 2. So that means each of those would get 5. So then our answer, instead of 2 5/10, is really 2 55 hundredths. Do you see that? 10 divided by 2 is 5 hundredths. Yeah? Okay, do you see how that works? Going out one more place value. Very important thing for you to know how to do, right? Okay, thanks for watching. Let's go to our next question. Right here, and this is number 4 on your book, also on page 194, and it is 17 4/10 divided by 4. Okay, before we get started, we want to make an estimate so we can make sure that our answer is close to what we're thinking. 17 divided by 4, well, I know 16 divided by 4, right? Because 4 times 4 is 16, so my estimate is 4. And I see that they're already setting up the place value, 10 10 10, 1 10, 1 in the tens place, 7 in the ones place, and 4 in the tenths. And then you're going to divide it by 4, so you're going to have to break it up into 4 parts, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to have to think about this 10. Can't break my 10 into 4 parts, so I'm going to make it into 10 ones. I'm going to add 10 dots over in the ones place so I can break it up. Okay, and that's where I'm going to leave you. I want you to make that question 1 in your Edpuzzle and figure that out and put the answer in there. See if it's very close to our estimate of 4. Okay? That's going to be question number 1. Now we're going to go on to question number 5 in your book on the next page, and it looks like this: 524 and 6/10 divided by 50. Now that 50 maybe can ring some bells in your head because we have been looking at breaking up our powers of 10, right? Could 50 be the same as 5 and 10 so that we can still divide by a one-digit number, right? So let's think about that. Let's think about this being 524 and 6/10 divided by 5 and then divided by 10, or divided by 10 and then divided by 5. We could do either way. Okay, which way do you think would be the easiest? Because you could do it either way, right? But if we want a smaller number to do our dividing by, we could divide it by 10, and then that's going to move it, right? Because when we divide by 10, we just are moving the number over one time. So we could do that part really quickly, and that would be 5, 2, 4, 6. Now, if it was 6/10 and I'm dividing it by 10, it becomes 52 and 46/100, right? Let's think of it another way. If I had 500 and I'm dividing it by 10, now I'm going to have 50, okay? And then I can take that 52 and 46/100 and divide it by 5. And I'm still dividing it by 50 because I'm dividing it by 10 and then dividing by 5. Okay, so that is something that we can think about when we're dividing by larger numbers. All right, so let's see. I think it might help if you're struggling with division to always write this on the top so that you have your steps. Remember how in the fall we would put check marks? So let's put a check mark for dividing. 5 divided by 5 is 1. Okay, then we're going to multiply. 1 times 5 is 5. And then we're going to subtract. 5 minus 5 is 0. And then we're going to bring down our 2. Okay, then we're going to go back to the beginning and do it again. But now we have 2, right? So 2 cannot be divided by 5. If I have 2 donuts, to split them among 5 people, I would have to put them into smaller pieces, right? So I just have a 2. What can I do? I can put a 0. And then that would be 5 times 0 is 0. Subtract. And I still have 2, but now I can bring down my 4. Okay, don't forget that step. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your place value, right? Now, 24 divided by 5, I can do that because 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 4 is 20. And I subtract, and I have a 4. And I'm going to bring down my 6. Now I have 46. 5 times 9 is 45, right? And that is going to leave me with 1. So close, huh? 46 minus 45 is 1. I'm going to just put it over here because I know it's hard to see down there, right? What can I do with my 1? Think about what we did in our last problem. You are right. I'm going to add a 0 to the thousands place. There's all zeros here, right? I can put as many zeros as I want. Now I can bring that 0 down, and now I have 10. 5 goes into 10. 2 times 10 is 10, and now I'm zeroed out. So I need to make sure that my answer is 0 at the end. Now, I think you probably heard me to say before that my decimal goes straight up when I'm dividing. So now my answer is 10 and 492 thousandths. Okay, you see it's right there. Let me just circle it in green. There is my answer, right? Now let's think. 524 divided by 50. Does that make sense? 10 times 50? That's pretty close to 500, isn't it? Okay, nice job. Always good to check our work by estimating, either before or after. Thank you for following along, you guys. You're doing awesome. And we're ready for a funny video. Where'd your ears go?